Hey YouTubers, welcome back to Dreamworld Observatory. I guess after last time, you're busy out looking at stars. You're doing some stargazing. Did you get your star charts? How about your red light? Did you get a planisphere? Those are things that you're really going to need, so you better look at them. Today though, I want to talk about binoculars because I know what you're thinking. Just because you know a little bit about the sky, you went in there and grabbed your dad's or your mom's or your own binoculars and just went right outside and started seeing what you could find and never looked at the book, did you? But today we're going to look at binoculars and see just what you need for binoculars. One word of advice, there are different kinds of binoculars. One that you really don't want to deal with is these here little low pocket binoculars. And little pop-up binoculars and opera binoculars. You need to stay away from those things. Go with the standard binoculars. And we're going to talk about them in just a minute. Okay, let's look at some of the binoculars. But like I said, stay away from those opera glasses. You don't want to mess with none of that stuff. The most common pair of binoculars you're going to find around your house, and they've been very common about 10, 15 years ago, and they probably still are. If anybody had a pair of binoculars then, this is probably what's still around. This particular one is made by Focal, and it's a 7 by 35. Now, that means that this part is a 35 millimeter objective, and this is a 7x eyepiece, which means it multiplies by 7 times. These are, like I said, they're very common. You'll see them around everywhere. In just a few minutes, I'm going to go over a few things that you need to know that's common to all binoculars. Okay, the next pair of binoculars that we have here, it's a very good pair, and is probably the one that's most of choice. It's a very good one, and if you'll find anybody who's really doing any serious stargazing, they're probably going to have one like this. Now this one is made by SIMMONS, and this one is a 10 by 50. And this is really considered a wide angle. So look at those are a lot bigger. You compare those with these. That's the 7 by 35, this is 10 by 50. Like I said, this is the one of choice. Nice, good, solid, and both of these, like I showed you, they have rubber eye cups for them. We'll talk a little bit more about these, but this is the one you really want to look at. Okay, the next pair of binoculars is a big boy. Now, this you wonder why I'm going to another one when I just told you that the other one, the 1050, was the one of ideal choice. The reason I said that is because it's easy to use, and you can sturdy your elbows up on the side of a car or a rail on your deck or anything. Lean against a tree. Hold yourself still. Well, on these others, this is a little different. Now, this is what I call big boys. Now, if you want anything close to a telescope, this is it. Now, this one has, all of these have a strap, but this one has a real sturdy one, and it weighs a lot. Now, this one is made by SKYMASTER. It's a CELESTRON SKYMASTER. Very good and crystal clear. Down here at the bottom, you'll find that it has this is a 20 by 80. That's 20 by 80. Now, I showed you, remember the 10 by 50? Look at the comparison of the objective. This is 50 and this is 80. And the 35 compared to them, you can just about stick them inside. Well, this is going to give you a bigger, a wide field, but and it's very powerful. This is a 20 by 80. So it's really hefty. Now, they're real heavy. Now, the deal with these is if you go outside with these and try to hold these up and use them, you're not going to last but just a few minutes. I doubt you could hold this long enough to even really get it focused on a planet or even some clusters you're trying to look at. There's some clusters you can, like the Beehive. You can look at that and see it. But a pair of binoculars, great. Andromeda Galaxy, you can actually see with a pair of binoculars. I'm going to have some tricks for you. But now this one needs to be put on a tripod. That's what you see right here. This is the mount that you mount this to a tripod, a standard tripod that's used for a camera or a movie camera or whatever. It's a quarter 20 screw, fits right in there. But if you're going to use something like this, you'll need to put it on a tripod and put it up like this. And the best thing to do is to sit back in a lounge chair and sit it right up above you if you want to use something like this. And this is some real serious stuff. So that one is a 20 by 80, big boy. And now I want to show you some things that you need to know about your binoculars. Okay, let's look at some of these a little closer. I'm going to pick this one because it's pretty good size for you to see, and it's easier to hold. All right, first thing about a pair of binoculars is they all three of these do, have rubber caps. And they all have caps that go on the objective. They usually come in a case, and what you need to know is if you're going to use this with your bare eye, you can take these and just put them right up to your eyes and you're fine. If you wear glasses, you can actually roll the rubber down for someone who wears glasses. I wear glasses, but I usually take mine off. I'm used to doing that. Although if I focus them to me and I hand them to you, you won't be able to see nothing with them. So you'll have to refocus. Now, that brings us to another thing. All the binoculars have their eyepieces are a little different. One is a stationary, and the other one has what is called a Doppler adjustment. And what this is for is to match your eyes. Most people, both eyes don't exactly match. And what you need to do is put a cover, say over the right one, and look through the left with a cover on, and focus it with your little focusing knob. Focus it until it comes crystal clear in the left. All right, when it's crystal clear, and remember you got a cover over this side. All right, once it's crystal clear, take the cover off and put it on the left and look with your right eye. Now, this can turn. It turns, you can go plus or minus. Now, what that does is you'll get this eye or the eyepiece in this eye to match the other side. Now, this is only going to work for you. Someone else comes along and they're going to have to change it, but that's what they'll do. They'll use the stationary side first to adjust for their eye, and then they'll adjust for their right eye. That's the Doppler. Now, that works for all binoculars. Now, I did mention they do have covers. You need to keep covers on your eyepieces and on your objectives. Now, looking at your objectives, they're not likely to get very dirty. What you need to use is a little brush, a sable hair brush that you can get at any place where you buy glasses or anything, or a camera store, and some of them have a little squeeze ball there, and you just brush them off. If there's any kind of a smudge on them, you need to take some cleaning fluid like you clean your eyeglasses with, and put it on one of those little Q-tips. And don't wipe it. Put it right down on the smudge and twirl it around until you get it off. Now, if you need to wipe this lens from anything, use lens cleaner with a tissue paper and do a circular motion on it, and do not rub hard. These objectives are coated with a special coating to transmit more light. And it's like a telescope. They're very easy to scratch. And once you scratch them, you can't fix them. I mean, you and I can't do anything with them. Now, on the eyepieces, this is the end that's really going to get greasy and nasty with people putting them up, because you're putting them up and you sweat around your eyes and your eyelashes are falling on them. You can brush them out too, but you can be a little bit more aggressive wiping them out and cleaning them. But more than likely, this end is going to be pretty much clean. This end's going to be nasty. This is the end you really need to clean, but yet keep a check on this. And don't wipe these the objective lens every time, just for the heck of it. Only if they need it. But this end you will. Now, that's true for even the big boys. You need to do the same thing with those and the small ones. But that's going to wrap that up. Just remember, if you haven't done so already, check like and subscribe. Until next time, keep looking up and clear skies.